What's going on, guys? It's your boy Patrick, aka Addicted to Combat. Smoke all over the place because we're enjoying a profitable celebratory cigar here after UFC Vegas 54. Jan Blachowicz taking on Alexander Rakic and defeating him by TKO. So that was nice. Nice underdog main event pick coming through. Regardless of how it happened, it came through for us. So I'll take these victories where we can get them. Only up a couple of units from this past weekend's card. I always promise I'll have this video out on Sunday, but work has just been crazy lately, so a lot of weekend work. I was only able to get this out tonight as I finish up my tape study, but it's nice because I got to watch Elise Reed, Sam Hughes, Eric Anders, Chase Hooper. Fighters like this are the last remaining pieces of my tape study puzzle for this week, so I need a smoke to get through some of these names I just listed off. So going over to last week's, this past Saturday's card from last week's Best Bets video, we'll go over, how we got those 2 units, who dropped the ball on us. Right off the bat, I knew it was going to be a rocky card because Nick Maximov, maybe the biggest favorite on the card, dropped the ball instantly in the opening fight. Got choked out cold in a couple minutes, I believe it was, of the first round against Andre Petrosky. Didn't have much exposure on him, but it did hurt us a bit. I'll get into that in a second. The darling of the week and the darling of my night was Chookagian, who I had way more action than I probably should have had on her. But as I mentioned, I had split up the amount of units I was going to put on her. I split it up, half of it on her money line, half of it on the prop by decision. So both of those came through. As my most confident fighter, Chookagian, I put her in a parlay with Davey Grant, who I was also pretty confident in. That came through. So Chookagian cashing 3 times. It was a split decision against Amanda Hebos, which I don't really agree with. I thought she won rounds 1 and rounds 2 and then dropped round 3. So I was kind of crapping my pants. That was a split decision. But either way, came through for us. Now that parlay I had with Chookagian and Davey Grant coming through, I also added on a 3rd and a 4th leg, Angela Hill and Nick Maximov. So that's how Nick Maximov screwed me out of a few units there. Angela Hill as well, and I'm just done betting on Angela Hill. She's always a juicy underdog pick. I think that she's a much more skilled fighter than her record indicates. I still do. But at the same time, she's getting older. She's just never strong enough in the key grappling sequences to, either get up or not let it go to the ground. And, just has no success in those areas of mixed martial arts. So at 37 years old, like a 13-12 record now, I'm just done with her. So learned that Maximov got a little bit exposed, which is odd for Nick Maximov because he's got such a great extracurricular BJJ credentials. So, it's not uncommon that Andre Petrosky should win by submission, but to beat Nick Maximov that easily is pretty shocking. So we'll keep an eye on Nick Maximov moving forward, use a little bit of caution with him, even though we were already aware that he was pretty overvalued in that spot. So the other action I had was Jan Blachowicz himself, and I kind of did what I did with Chookagian, where I split, part of the bankroll on him was on his money line as an underdog, and then part of it was sprinkled onto the 4-5 and decision prop, which if Alexander Rakic's knee would have just held out for 5 more minutes, we would have cashed that too, and it would have been an even better night because that was plus 300. But either way, that fell through, but his money line, balanced it out, so that was pretty great. Like I said, I'm not pretending I have like a 500 IQ with that pick, but he did win round 1. He didn't take much damage in round 2, and looked like he was, kind of warming up in round 3, right before the unfortunate knee blowout happened from Alexander Rakic. So, Jan Blachowicz, some of these old guys are still going at light heavyweight, so that's pretty cool. Just keep shaking up the division a little bit. This week will be really fun. The card, obviously, we've got 40-year-old Holly Holm main eventing with Ketlen Vieira, so not the most exciting main event, but it is, I like Holly Holm. It's always fun to see her, returning year after year in the octagon. But there's just some really fun fights, some matchups that you just never would have thought would have been paired together, like Eric Anders and Junyun Park. Obviously, the co-main event is super exciting. Michelle Pereira taking on Santiago Ponzinibbio. Very excited for that as well. But like the Jalton Almeida, Parker Porter fight at heavyweight, I mean, just crazy matchups like that. So A lot of fun researching this card. Like I said, tonight I'm just doing the last few pieces of some of the fighters. I just didn't want to dive into their tape. Like, I got to watch Sam Page and at least read tape study. You know, how exciting is that? But, hey, I'll have a little smoke over it and just grind through. I'll be on Eric Betts Fights channel on Thursday night for his Big Money Bets, which is a fun show where we try to make some scratch with some fun parlays, like a 2, 4, 6-leg parlay for the fight card, and then some high risk, high reward props, sprinkled among the card as well. So I'll do my best due diligence as I'm doing this tape study to try to find some good spots for you guys in that show. Always going to be fun to chop it up with another old school fan of mixed martial arts. Eric Betts Fights is super smart. He's one of these MMA historians that's been watching the sport for a long time, just like myself. So it'll be fun to chop it up with another OG fan. So watch out for that on Thursday. The next couple days I'll have my full card breakdown for UFC. Is this Vegas 55? I think they're in Vegas. Let's find out. Yep, back in the Apex. So UFC Vegas 45. No, UFC Vegas 55. I'm getting all these mixed up. All right, so and then later in the week, I'll have the best bets video as well, as promised, as I always do before the fights start. Hopefully before the weigh-ins this time, but with this card, you might want to wait until after the weigh-ins. There's a couple of, like Jonathan Martinez, a little sketchy if he's going to make weight to bantamweight, so we'll find out. But more on that to come later this week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.